Goofsters and Gaffsters, we're back with map number 3 of Rise Nation versus Ghost Gaming for the ESL Pro League Season 7 relegation. Both of these teams have won their opponent's map pick. Both of these teams are wasting time in the knife round, but eventually we'll get this one underway. What? Connor's just running by people now. Point being, my friends, it's been a pretty explosive series. This knife round's probably not live. I'm assuming this knife round's not live because that would have been the most effortless knife round I've ever seen. But until we know what's going on, we'll fly around the... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. That's been sorted. Here's the real knife round. We're gonna catch it all. You heard the spiel. It's the map that matters most. Of course, this isn't for promotion. It's not for relegation. This, of course, is the very first season that the relegation games actually have an upper and lower bracket. So there is more games tomorrow to decide who really goes through. However, it's still important. That's absolutely certain, because the winner of this will play the winner of Rogue versus GX tomorrow for an actual promotion slot. How exciting. Therefore, this map's kind of important, and it's a map that Rise Nation tend to play. Second most played map in the entirety of their map pool, following only Inferno. One of their highest win percentages as well, and a map that I feel like we've just seen Rise play a time and time again. Now, Ghost Gaming have actually been pretty out of the action these most recent months. They played in the Cyberpower PC Gaming Series Extreme Extravaganza, whatever not, mid last month, and they fell 0-2 to Soar. Outside of that, last official games they had would have been during the ESL Pro League season. So they've really been off of the radar. Meanwhile, Rise Nation have been on every radar, competing in the minor, competing in the DreamHack events, competing on online cups as well, and of course the Mountain Dew League. It is the outcome of their efforts that has left us here this evening on Mirage. Standard little take towards the A site is what looks like Ghost have in store. VSA is going to be careful here. Doesn't want to lose his life, but curiously enough, Connor93's gotten all the way towards the benches on this A site. Now, they don't have any after plant positioning to cover off CT spawn. VSA has been able to maintain that for the time being, but they will now look to contest this. It's going to put Moose and VSA in a bit of an awkward spot. It's them versus Connor and Seth. They are able to win the first 2 duels, and they take the third. That's a huge push now onto the retake. 5 frags for Rise Nation, a crisp, clean, collected pistol.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
I mean, take your plant. We'll take your heads. Ghost Gaming, looking for those early rifles. It's for this reason that Rise Nation invests into M4s and a FAMAS for this one. Ace will at least grab the Deeg. With which he can be deadly. Man's got aim. That's undoubtable. What is doubt-worthy is whether or not this flood from Palace is going to find another plant. It did in the pistol. Now the CT's a little more equipped. Despite Ace being on the Deeg, he does still find that first kill. Jonji finding the single man on the B site, and now desperation sinks in. Lives go out. Ghost Gaming Find nothing in that. Not even really a smidgen of damage versus Rise. Nice clean conversion to get us here. The early gun round from the side of Ghost. It's all they wanted. Maybe an extra bomb plant nets them additional grenades. We see no frags nor Molotovs on the entirety of the team. It is smokes and flashbangs aplenty. There's also no op to counter that of Ace, who does get his upgrade by surviving the last round and saving all the money he could. Pinching pennies pays off. Right now to the top of mid is where we find our fight. Dazzle traded back by Wardell as Jonji takes another and he duels versus Connor. Finds the kill and doesn't find the bomb, despite it just sitting on the other side. Now B fighting footing in from Palace. He's pushed the player off CT. Ace could get blindsided, but Ace with just enough time re-peeks to the frag, and now it's Dallas. A fast round coming out from Rise Nation. They wanted that top of mid gun duel. They got it. They won it. They fell back as well. Now is Dallas to try his magic here in this one. Dallas, who did play back with Ronan in Mountain Dew League once upon a time, a Toronto native. Friends with one Evan Emode Petrau. His old teammates now find themselves on Ghost Academy, interestingly enough. Maka, Odorous. He's talented, having stood in with Steel's Torqued team at the World Gaming Canadian Championships, which they won in Toronto. And we'll see if he can take his rising skill and put them to the test. Of course, there's one man over here towards the B side. It is Moose behind the benches. Dazzle caught. He wants the plant. He gets some bullets instead. It is Rise to close it out. 3 players alive, 3 rounds to the board, and no buy in store for Ghost Gaming. Okay, nice little set piece of smokes into this A site. Actually has gotten them a place to plant. A little bit of footing for Wardell as VSA is taken away. His aim offset, unable to stop the plant, but he does still catch his kills, and now it's just Dallas left over here. 1v4, P2 fitting, and Jonji blasts him away up close on the MP9. Quantity over quality in that case. Just sprays away. Eventually hits his mark. Now, Rise off to a strong start. 4-0. Where have the frags gone? All of them to Rise Nation. We've got 4 players, 3 players, 5 players, 5 players. Everybody moving forward. However, it's the gun round. The ones that matter most. Opt for Ace. Opt for Wardell. Nice movement by Moose. The Dawn would be a happy camper. VSA is always committed to playing Ticket Booth alone, more often than not. Normally we'll see that jungle player come join him if he feels pressure. VSA really loves to just fall off of this and offer up the map. He knows his angles through the smoke, he knows his angles through the booth. And while he deals damage to Connor, can't quite catch the kill, spots the feet as the smoke will fade, but it's Dallas with the first frag of the round. Connor then takes another down, and Ace is cleared up from behind. A 4 versus 2 out of nowhere here. As Dazzle and Moose now tasked to clutch, they've got to split the site, and Wardell drops Moose first. And Dazzle, drop from Ticket Booth, puts Ghost to the board. Fast execution into the A site. They had done it with just pistols and found their plant, so they try their hand in the gun round, and certainly it works out. We'll have to see if Rise Nation try to get ahead of this A-site play, if they start pushing players onto Palace, start allocating them onto ramp, and not just relying on that fallback from VSA and the retake to come in. Ghost Gaming have had some strong after plans, and that was one. Dazzle spams through smoke and finds himself the kill, man advantage early on. This would be a prime spot for the CTs to reset Ghost. Dazzle with another crucial kill from him in another important round. But it's B to swing it back. Wardell does it as well. Jonji punished on his push. A 5 versus 3 man advantage cut back down to even keel. Ace nipping at the heels of the mid players that have fallen back now. The Oppers could clash. And as time begins to dwindle, CTs begin to move, creeping and crawling across the map as VSA clears ramp, wary of Palace, but confident enough in A being open that he allows his team to head towards B. Ace the anchor, Dazzle the forerunner in this round. Now if he doubles back towards B, that's going to shave time off the clock. If he starts to flank onto the A site, he might get behind them in time. Problem being, Ace is nowhere to be found, so this is a lot of pressure on VSA. He's got to line him up. He does! He drops the bomb in the open. And Connor's gonna give chase now. He has to clutch. The time is the problem. He will still be able to double back. Can he win the duels? No. VSA steps up in a crucial moment, resetting Ghost. But not a hard reset. They will still buy, I'm sure of it. Only Connor hard hit by the cash in that one. Great positioning by VSA there on ramp. Ghost Gaming frantic here in spawn, tripping over themselves as they buy in the last few seconds as they quickly head their way towards A as B takes that single mid task on his lonesome. 4 players from Ghost looking to split into the site. VSA, the man of the minute, back behind the ticket booth, and Wardell has found Dazzle. VSA dropped and Dallas takes his head. Sure enough, the op of Ace comes in with 1 frag, but now he too being pressured. The man's able to fall back. They've left B to the bottom of mid. The insurance policy in the round, but the bomb's been dropped. It's Moose to stop it. Ace trying to find something to work with. As B comes in from behind, that leaves the CTs pinned in towards spawn. Minute on the clock, and Ghost able to flank around. But how does Connor get the bomb? He could plant for connector if necessary, but Moose looks to hold on. He can't. That's Connor with a kill. Jonji to clutch now. Seb pinned in towards fire, and Jonji's gonna push forward. They're all around him. He stops the first, but then he too toppled as Ghost will find another. And a pause is called as Rise Nation are back onto the pistols. Their economy in shambles. Their momentum in tatters. And an exchange here between the 4th and the 7th. Leaves Ghost Gaming in the driving seat of the 8th round. Couple tidbits trickle in from Rise Nation. CZ, Deeg, 5-7. Moose himself has a little bit of Kevlar. Bit of padding. And a boost. I like the positioning. You try a one-off, and sure enough, with Ghost Gaming coming into apps, this could net him 1 or 2 frags. If they line up, if they cross at the same time, he can mow them down. Dallas the first, but he gets the headshot. Deleted is the man up close, and Dazzle, or Dallas rather, doubles down. Connor and Seb come in, and that's everybody cleared. It is Dazzle, coincidentally, who's the last man up. Damn, Dallas. Give the man a chance. Rise trying to pull out the tricks. Dallas having none of it. VSA and Rise Nation are the type of team to come up with little tricks here and there. I've seen a few of them throughout most recent months. Really cool run boost on the top side of Banana for Inferno as a terrorist. I remember watching Ace getting launched across the crosshair of Yugi from Heroic and just completely wrecking him on an entry. Go check that out. And while you're checking out things related to Rise Nation, head over to dust2.us and read the interview by one Joe Tolkien Fanatic Cardali. He interviewed VSA at the Mountain Dew League this weekend, and it's a really good interview. Gives you a bit of insight in what was touted as the upcoming North American Rise Nation, who have hit a bit of a wall this weekend, but their run is not over. Their chances remain. And with high-spirited hopes, they come into this 9th round on a trio of deagles, a collection of pistols, and a single frag for Jonji. He is always the one-off. He's the guy that has the one Zeus. He's the guy with the one frag. Oh, but he's not the one with the headshot. Dallas turns back round. He had been able to sneak behind his opponents. Be as sneaky as you might. Can't find that pick. And that then bolsters a sense of false confidence from Rise Nation. They think it's going to be the A-side execution because Jonji got all the way behind them. But sure enough, Jonji was not behind them. He was in between them. Ghosts feel that situation and head right towards the B site, taking it for free, finding their plant, and leaving Rise Nation in a position to save here. Why not? Clean exit as well. All 5 Ts coming out through apps. So maybe VSA gets into position. At least he found Jonji's frag. But he loses it a second time. The core of Rise Nation will survive inside the palace. VSA had been excommunicated. That's not the right word. Actually, it is. Double op setup. This is what we watch them start to use on Train. It's what Ghost Gaming were using on the CT side of Nuke. We have seen the double op setup for CT teams quite heavily in this series. Mirage, not always a map you see it. You can certainly still make it work. Ace posted up in Palace. Now, if this execution from ramp goes past him, he will be a pain in their backsides. There are 2 players coming in off of the volley of grenades. It will be spotted by VSA. He now calls for Ace to double back here. Ace, not sure who he wants to shoot, will still find one. Now it's going to be, of course, Jonji pressured. He's fully blind. He still hits both shots. Big frags from Jonji. Can he get the third? If he can't, Dazzle certainly can because he's coming in from behind this player. Connor pinched upon. Bomb hits the dirt, and Rise Nation look to have hit themselves a 6th round unless Seb can clutch this. They tried to throw the fake into A. Were able to find those kills, but it was Jonji who stepped up. Seb! Oh, Seb! He spots the back of 2. Jonji and Dazzle making a ruckus. Seb to look the clutch. Jonji's blind! Seb has done it! It's down to the 1v1 now. Moose cannot make the jump, and so his hands are forced through the underpass. He has to flank. Seb's looking for a 4K in the round, a 1v3 clutch on top of it. He does not have time to make it to the A site. He will have to plant. Moose on no kit, but doesn't want to make noise here. Could he find one on the corpses? No. He will walk straight in. Seb looking to seal the deal on this one. Now Moose does not have a smoke to cover the plant. Does have double flashbangs, and Seb will have to run out. He hears the player on site. It's planted in the corner. Moose wary of the window. Seb's creeping in, and he finds it! A 1v3 from Seb, 4 frags in the round, and a 5th on the board for Ghost Gaming. 4 consecutive, so at least that round loss bonus continues to stack up for Rise, but that's not a round you want to lose. They had bomb control and apps, they had a 3 versus 1 man advantage, and 2 players side by side. But Seb strikes when no one saw it coming. And now it's another round for Ghost versus Pistols. Seb starts off this round as he ended the last. Moose and VSA set scrambling. Looking for 1 or 2 kills max in this round. All that momentum's been robbed away. 4 of these 5 rounds come from the back of the pistol and the win on an early rifle buy from Ghost. They had AKs in the 3rd, they lost. They got a round to the board on the 5th. And that exchange hurt them economically. They've not been able to bounce back yet. They haven't really hit the cash of the T's either. 8th and 9th. Kept 5 players alive. 11th could fall into that collection. Ghosts are certainly going to find themselves back in the lead here.
Bomb has been planted.
Moose just sticking around. Sneaky beaky up close as Seth. Man, he's done for. Doesn't know the man's up close. And Seb from the bottom of the scoreboard to the top has not died in the last 3 rounds. Six frags in the last 2. 3 of which come in the form of a clutch. Fast clash towards the top of mid. John G will look for it, and he's got himself that kill. Now he's going to look to get back into the B site before this strike comes forward. And sure enough, Ghost Gaming, they're looking to commit. It's going to be Moose behind the van, possibly burned out by the molly. Fire going both ways. And Dazzle catches the kill to the bottom of underpass. Looks versus Dallas, but loses his life for it. Still a man advantage in the hands of Rise Nation. Still mid control belongs to them, but Ace missing what could have been an easy kill. VSA doing what he does best, falling off of ticket. Playing patiently. Ghost to do the same. Right now, seems like Rise are still feeling out that B site. Ace is going to be the only man holding in onto mid. Wardell will be over towards the bomb carrier as he plays inside the palace. Now, if Dallas can get the attention towards mid, that's going to allow for the 2 Ts to split onto the A site. No one's going to be towards jungle to really bother Wardell unless Ace doubles back. The Oppers are positioned to duel. And Ace saw movement, so he goes for the double scope. He knows it, he peeks it, but he misses his shot. Another crucial kill that could have been taken. We do see Dallas as well come up through connector. He's going to get himself towards the site. But there's a man hot behind him. That's Jonji missing his shot. Wardell drops Moose. Now VSA and Jonji exchange, and Wardell's left over, pinned into Palace, and he's got to fade away. It is Rise with the round. Crucial gunfight in the closing 15 seconds. They left it down to those last few waning moments. And it puts Rise on the board. 5 consecutive. 1 up from the CT side. Tied yet again. 3 rounds left to play. Every first half so far this series has ended 9-6 for one team or the other. That possibility remains true here and now in the third and final map of this series. Yet again, mid presence by Jonji. He's got Ace to support him on the op, but they're not overextending. They're not committing fully, and that's a good call because Connor's lying in wait, and he has the support of Dallas. Nice flashes. Everyone's blind, but Ace regains his vision just in time, and Jonji now can hold mid. As Ace is going to get pulled back towards that B site, Moose, he's calling for help. He felt the pressure, felt the heat. And VSA stops B on A. Now committed towards this site is the terrorist side. Ace is going to get overwhelmed. Moose as well will fall here. And yet again, Ghost Gaming fighting from a 3v5 to 3v3 turn 2. Wardell whips round in the nick of time. And this could force the hands of Rise Nation. They can't afford to get reset. They're 5v3 in a potential reset round, and still Ghost will steal it. I can't help but feel like Moose should... I don't know about that. Moose's position car. Ace called back from catwalk to help his teammate, comes through smoke, gets caught in no man's land, and Moose is back here behind the pillars. Because Moose repositions, we see that push come out from the T's. 3 men flood the site, and they lose both duels. Trade frags unsuccessful. Poor Ace just caught up close because he's got no support. I understand why Moose falls back, because they had been using utility to clear out these positions, and if he gets caught in fire, he's done for. But they didn't use nades that time. He could have played it cool. Could have crept just outside the apps. But opts not to. Bygones be bygones. This is the 14th round. This is Ghost with a 1-point lead and a man advantage already in this one. Moose takes the initiative, flashed to the top of mid, but he can't catch the kill. Ace upgrades to the AK. And with 2 players tagged on the side of Ghost, they're so close to finding those equalizing kills. The kills that Ghost themselves have been so good at getting. But I've said it once, I'll say it again. I will never write off Rise Nation on a T side. I can't help but feel like I've seen more convincing terrorist halves than CT sides from these guys. At least more consistent. They like to set the pace. They can trade frag efficiently. They're not always caught mid-rotation. This round's going wholeheartedly the way of Ghost. VSA finding one as he pushes through smoke, but Wardell able to punish.
Bomb has been planted.
And it is Ace left over. Wild to think what kind of a world we would have been left in had Rise not been able to secure those early rounds. This could have been a much more one-sided half had it started differently. At least for the sake of Ghost, it's ending strong in their case. Ace still gets his way through that round, moves the AK into this one. Only player on Kevlar, but he still gives it to Moose. No Dazzle takes it. Buy comes in. 15th round, they have to. Ace on the scout, I like it. 1 ump, 1 AK. VSA with those nades. Always a good team player. But Wardell, opening shot drops Dazzle. There's Ace with a trade. Come on, man, get another. Up close is the op. He will swap, and now he repeats. Collateral leg shot. Oh, a robbery. That should be illegal. Meanwhile, Jonji gets punished in apps. This round could have been so different. It could have been a 4v2. My sympathies, Ace. That's the kind of replay I hope he never has to watch. Seventh round could come back to make the difference. 7th round could still be found by Rise Nation here. 2v4. We've seen Ghost claw back in rounds before. Rise Nation could certainly do it themselves, especially with Connor and Seb tagged so low by Ace. He didn't get his kills, but maybe he gets his assists. Moose to Palace, currently being watched by B. B with a sick, nasty little angle. VSA so cautious clearing corners, he's fully blinded. Seb pushes him down, and for a 3rd time, the opening half will end 9-6 in favor of Ghost Gaming yet again. But fear not, Rise Nation supporters, we've seen them here before. And if you are a supporter of Ghost, then be proud, because even through the roster changes, even through a disappointing ESL Pro League season, they have come into this series nearly closing it out 2-0. And looking to kick off this final half with a bang. They have the advantage moving into the CT side, but it is numbers advantage towards the A site. Nice frag grenade, slows down Connor. He gets caught in no man's land. Seb on the other side, though, he drops one. Oh, and another! B getting a kill as well. Takes it to Jonji and VSA. They're both near site, and Jonji has to clutch. Stops the first. Nearly pops Wardell, but it's Ghost with the 2nd pistol, and early momentum for their CT side.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Such a successful push out from Palace, but they get gunned down on ticket booth. Seb inside the ticket, support from a teammate behind him. Rise, they just wanted that ticket control. Access denied. 17th round now. Bomb plant in the 1st leaves them to buy AKs in the 3rd. Can they upset in this round? Wardell says otherwise. Gets those first 2 SMGs chiming in, making plenty of money. But oh, Moose.
Bomb has been planted.
He sneaks in and makes money back the other way. It's not pretty. It's not much, but it's something. A little bit of extra cash injecting the bank accounts of Rise Nation. They will have a healthy buy in this one. Not just the armor AKs, but grenades to go around. Glass cannon Ace? Yes, sir. What's his spawn? Ooh, that's a fast ramp spawn. You know he's gonna do it. This is when Ace needs to hit his shots. This is when he can succeed for the team. But nobody's gonna present themselves. Poor guy. Ace having a great game right now. It's Moose who's gone absent. Can Ace catch it? He sees Wardell, and Wardell with the cover just gets back behind it. B doubling down on side of Apps as they pinch in from underpass and steal the man advantage. Wardell getting the best of Ace is huge. They would have been in a prime position to rotate back and split this A site. That was the only defender nearby. But at least Jonji's gotten himself into the jungle. Here's the footsteps rotating towards Ticket. That's going to tell them 2 players on site. Smoke, however, announces his presence. They know he's close by. Little bit of a totem pole coming in from Ghost. Oh, that's a sick angle. If he watches it, Jonji could get spotted, but Jonji gets past. Jonji sees his shoulder. Jonji knows they're there. And as he tries to spray the box, it's Seb to take him back. 30 seconds on the clock as the plant will attempt to come through, and VSA will find it. They've got Moose pushed forward, and Moose loves to lurk. He could just stampede in from behind. VSA's got the plant on the other side. This could be big from Moose, but he can't be heard. So he's going to have to walk this out. And VSA gets flamed off of this. B's going to get on bomb. B's instantly denied. Connor next in line. Tries to cross over, but Seb's going to stick it. Moose coming in. He deals the damage, and Ghost with the defuse. They rob away the round. And 1 player survives from each team. Rise Nation lose another. Defuse after defuse after defuse. Oh, they're so close. We're in the nitty-gritty. Ace in the 15th getting 2 leg shots. A leg shot collateral. What could be worse? A defuse stuck in the 18th round. That's what. Poor guys can't catch a break, and now they're down by double the score. Ghost on a warpath to the win here on this 3rd map. Rise back with the bye. Another gun round. Thanks to the plants, Wardell gets aggressive. He gets himself that first kill, looks for another as well. VSA slain. And the bomb dropped in the open as Jonji gets struck down from above. Moose has crept his way, sure enough, towards the A site, but Seb just playing with his food here. Oh, Moose is so patient. Caught on the ladder. Oh, he doesn't burn, but he's still taken down to 28 HP. Awkward scenes on the A site. Dazzle finding a headshot onto Dallas. That's cool. Gives him a little bit of space towards mid at least. Could double back for bomb. Do exactly that. Takes the safe route. Knows nobody's pushed up into apps, so the likelihood is they're just sitting back, in which case they have been. 2 players inside CT spawn, 1 towards market. Moose creeping through, but he doesn't check his back, and Connor creeps his way for the kill. Dazzle, desperate, arrives on B site, doesn't have time to clear corners, and sure enough, there's a man behind him. That's going to be B. B comes in, looking for the knife, and the shank. Insult to injury. The spinal slice gives B a couple bucks. Not that money's the issue for Ghost. Hell, they don't have many issues at this point. They are soaring into victory lane, or so it seems. Looks like Ghosts are going to secure 14 unless Rise Nation work the upset on just the pistols. We've seen them use nice executions into the A site before. I'm all for it. It's a good way to block off the rifles. If you force the hands of the CTs through your smokes, then that's fine. They're within range of your CZs. Connor, well, he's within range of everything. Peeks wide, drops 2. Ace able to trade and upgrade to the M4. Only gun in hand for Rise. Other than the CZs. Bomb trying to work its way towards B on the back of Dazzle. Moose, yet again, will creep in. Knows where Dallas is. Ghost. Running past all the crosshairs. Wardell stops the bomb. Moose nearly finding 2. But it's stopped then and there. It's Ghost to 14. It's Rise Nation looking to deny OT. Three Rise members in mid. We've got the defense from Dallas inside the vents. Not pop, but smoked off. A lot of players at the top of connector. Oh, Moose and Dazzle, they get straight out, but it's traded back by 2. B lines up another, and it's just down to Dazzle. He stopped in his track. An execution on connector. Everybody falls. And Rise Nation left now with 9 map and match points. This is dire straits for the T side. Such a strong T half finishing up there from Ghost, and not a single round from Rise. If they were able to kick it off like they had in the first half, then sure enough they'd be back in this game, and that's what they needed, but they didn't get it. And so they are left grasping for anything they can hold on to, which in that last round was nothing. Everybody died time and time again. So they'll head up towards B, looking to play fast as well. They're making a lot of noise, or at least Dazzle is. Now decides to walk, but that grenade goes deep. They're going to commit. They're just going to charge straight through. Off of the flashbangs, B falls back. Dazzle dropped to 9, nearly burns alive, but him and Jonji able to find some spacing, and it's Wardell to stop the bomb. He skewers the player from Cat. Everybody tagged from Rise other than Ace, who is pinned into the corner, has to extinguish the flames, maintains his position. But Connor, oh, Connor strikes from behind. That's 2 frags now. Back into the man advantage. Ghost looking for the game, looking for the match. Connor looking for more kills as he already sits on 2. And Dazzle retreats towards Market on a sliver of HP. Ace fully blinded, sent scouring into arches. It's all on Dazzle. He would need 3. Ghost on the cusp of a win will take it. The opening BO3 of relegation goes their way. Rise Nation giving up the 3rd and deciding map of the series. They will face elimination and a return ticket to the Mountain Dew League versus the loser of GX versus Rogue, which is still underway. Last I knew, Rogue was winning the first map, and I hadn't chimed in after the fact, but that's going to call things to a close, my friends. My heart goes out to Rise Nation. Close series, close maps, but a tip of the hat to Ghost. The fact that they can still maintain competitiveness after all of these roster changes, after being nearly non-existent in these last few months. They came in with a rock-solid T side and shut things down in the second half of this 3rd map. Ladies and gentlemen, we're done here. Make sure you guys head over to the ESL mainstream, as they will still have that last series coming to a close. And if it's already over, then we'll see you guys tomorrow for what remains of the North American ESL Pro League relegation.